So let's get ready. There's a video on YouTube by Will Smith where he talks about just the hustle that it takes to be in Hollywood. He uses a couple of sports analogies and he talks about the basketball player that hustles for the ball that's going out of bounds. And he just says, sometimes it's just that sheer hustle that makes the difference in the end result. He said at the very end, if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. And a lot of that is staying ready to hustle, staying ready to stay ahead of the game, staying ready to go after the loose ball, to go after that next opportunity. And so it doesn't just apply to Hollywood, it definitely applies to this business. So give me an R. R is for research. It is important to know your limitations and optimize your opportunities. I say this all the time. So many times we're focused on what we can't do that we really don't understand what we can do, and we don't maximize that. So as you get ready to balance your full-time job and your notary business, make sure you have a conversation with your company's HR department. It's very important to know if there are any liabilities, or if there are any guidelines, or if there are any conflicts of interest with your business and what you do for your full-time job. A conversation with HR will help you to see whatever those policies and procedures are so that you can make sure that you adhere to them. Next, you want to also look into your state, county, and business licensure practices. Do you need to be an LLC? Do you need a do you need a city license or a county license or both to run your business where you live? Make sure that you get with the proper advisors to let you know what is the procedure for your state. We don't want to miss out on opportunities because we don't have the proper documentation, but we also don't want to be operating without the proper documentation. Lastly, what services are you going to provide to your community? That's so important in staying ready. As you go out and start communicating that you have this business, people are going to ask, well, what do you do? You want to be able to not only share that, but you also want to make sure that you're able to actually provide those services, which we'll get into in a little bit. Okay. So again, give me an R. R is for research. Make sure you do your research ahead of time so that you're able to build your business on a good foundation and maintain compliance with your company. Give me an E. E is for evaluate and establish. So you want to evaluate your current work schedule while you're establishing your notary availability. What is your current work schedule? How are you going to work your business into your workday? So important. You definitely don't want to make any mistakes by conducting your business during your work hours. That's going to be a huge no-no. For some of us, we aren't trying to let go of our full-time jobs. So we want to make sure we're doing everything we can to stay within the guidelines of how and when we can operate our business. Next, what will be your hours of operation? Meaning, when are you actually going to schedule your signings? At what point in your day will you be going out to meet with your clients? You got to have that schedule set up. You've got to be able to maximize that time, and only you know that. So make sure that you are able to set your hours of operation, and so that your clients will know when you're available to actually do work. And that's whether you're doing direct business, signing services, or even doing the general notary work. Clients need to know when you're available. It's important. Lastly, when will you schedule your office hours? Now, I know that might sound a little bit like what I just mentioned with your hours of operation, but it's actually totally different. It's the difference between working in your business versus working on your business. Working in your business is actually going out and doing the signings. Working on your business is the back office, after hours administrative stuff, all the paperwork and pencil pushing that you have to do in order to make your business run. Will you do your your bookkeeping, your administrative tasks, answering emails, sending emails? Maybe you need to just reach out and reconnect with people that you've networked with. Those are the kind of activities on the back end that you want to set up for your office hours so that you're making sure that you're taking care of the business. That is the time that you take care of the business. Again, the difference between working in your business and working on your business. Give me an A. A stands for acquire. And remember, we're doing all of this so that we can stay ready so we don't have to get ready. Acquire your tools and your resources. Important are your communication and scheduling tools. How are people going to talk to you? How are you going to talk to others? And how are you going to schedule them to get the work done? Most people use email, text, or decide if you're going to have a dedicated business number or will you use your existing number. For me, once I get in touch with the customer, it's very important for me to put them on a calendar. In my head, if it's not on the calendar, it's not happening. So I use frequently my Google Calendar and Calendly. I absolutely love. Facebook also has a feature where you can use for scheduling, whether it's you put your availability there so that your clients can sign up, or you use it to schedule the times that you'll be working with your clients. Either way, it's important to get into the habit of having a solid scheduling tool so that you'll be able to organize and store your business. Next is your marketing and networking tools. How in the world are people going to know that you're even available with your amazing notary services in your business? How will you market yourself? Most people, standard, are using social media, which is great. But there are other tools available too, like Alignable, like Thumbtack. There's something called the Neighborhood. These are different ways to market your business. And I know there are tons more. If you can think of any, put them in the chat. Share what you use. These are just some of the basics. Do you have business cards or flyers that you pass out in the community? I personally have paper business cards and a digital business card that I use. The digital business card is really easy to share with a great number of people, and then they can share, and then they can share, and it just goes really smoothly when it comes to making sure my information is available to those who need a notary. Also, will you have a web presence or internet presence using a website or some type of landing page? And lastly, do you have a Google My Business page? Most of the time, when people are looking for a notary, they go straight to Google. And so having a Google My Business page gives you just a little bit of an edge because Google will pick that up and see that someone's looking for a notary. And depending on how you have yourself positioned, you might come first on the list. Lastly, training and education resources. I cannot say enough how important it is to get the proper training as you execute your office. I tell notaries all the time, you are a notary first. You are representing your state in the office or in the role of a notary public. Make sure you know exactly what your state requires of you, which is why it's important to first and foremost to get your state handbook. Whether you are working for a big company or a smaller company or maybe something local, all of these places have standard operating procedures. They have the guidelines to which you are going to work. It's no different with the Office of the Notary Public. So make sure you have your state handbook to provide you the initial guidance and ongoing guidance you need to execute your office. Next, the National Notary Association. I'll put emphasis on the. It is our one-stop shop for notary resources, training, and education. Make sure if you're not a member yet, become a member, and most importantly, use the resources available. And lastly, connect with a notary mentor or trainer. Make sure you vet them properly. Make sure that they are providing training that's going to assist you for your state. and make sure that they have the results that you want to achieve. But always connect with someone that you feel is going to help take your business to the next level. Give me a D. D goes to defining your business goals. Now, you got goals and you got a budget. We'll talk about budget in a second. But in defining your goals, if you are balancing your business with your full-time job, ask yourself, how much business can you honestly handle in a week? That is going to be very important. Remember, we talked a few minutes ago about how to work it into your workday. Well, maybe your workday doesn't allow for you to do signings or appointments every single day. Maybe there's a day where you can put in more signings or more appointments than another day. But you have to be honest about how much business you can actually handle in a week. And you've got to be okay with having to turn business down. You may have to say no to some appointments because your schedules just they don't match. And that's okay. Next, how much income are you looking to generate? Are you talking to someone who wants to be a six-figure earner, no matter what she does? But we also have to be realistic about not only the time that we're putting into it, but the time that we actually have. So we have to work a lot smarter with our time. Understand that your signings or your appointments is directly connected to how much money that you're looking to make. So make sure you examine those two things together in order to set realistic business goals. Next is your business budget. There is a budget of time and there's also a budget of money. With the time, how much are you actually willing to invest? Maybe you worked a really long day or it was a really difficult day at work. That might not be a day that you want to or even should do signings, and that is okay. Just know that maybe you may need to make that time up on another day, or maybe you just chalk it up and don't make up that time at all. Whatever you do, just know that it is going to be an investment of time. And it's also an investment of time in training. Training time is just important as time that you're actually doing the appointments. So also budget the time to invest in the training. Also, how much money are you willing to invest? I know a lot of people want to try to cut corners in order to make this business work. If you cut corners on the business side of it, then you're going to cut corners on what you receive from it. So you don't want to start out by doing that. You will have to invest money on supplies. You will have to invest money on equipment. You will have to invest money in the proper training. Just know that what you put into your business is really what you're going to get out of it. So know that you will have to invest time and you'll definitely have to invest some money. And lastly, give me a why. Or know your why. Why are you even doing this business? I shared with you some of the goals, my whys, at the start of the presentation. Your why should be solid, but know that your way should be flexible. The old saying, there's more than one way to skin a cat. That's true. Just like there's more than one way to be successful in this business. And it may not be the way that others are doing it. Make sure you stick to your goals and know your why. Lastly, it's your business, your choice, full or part-time, however you choose to do it. And I say this again, it's okay. So right now you're working full-time and you got your business going. That's okay. I am I don't subscribe right now to the notion of quitting my job. There are some of us who really like what they do. I'm one of them. And so I'm not looking to quit my job anytime soon, but I am looking to build and grow my business in my own way. Because again, my business, my choice. Make sure you understand that, make sure that guides you as you conduct business in your area. As a teacher, the teacher in me says, keep your eyes on your own paper. It's okay to be inspired and motivated and influenced by someone. but don't set out to copy what necessarily someone else is doing. Make your business your own. So right now, if it's on a part-time basis, as you balance it with your full-time business, that's okay. Make sure you're doing it in a way that, again, allows you the success that you're looking for when it comes to your goals. I definitely cannot stress that enough.